Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the new students orientation to the Institute of Medical Science. Welcome to the program. We're excited to have you. And without further ado, we're going to have Dr. Mingyao Liu, our director at the IMS, to start us off today.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of our IMS, Institute of Medical Science, and our faculty and our current students and staff, welcome you as a new student to IMS. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you, all of you, to be a graduate student in University of Toronto. And as you all know, that the University of Toronto is a highly ranked university worldwide. And here just show a few examples of the ranking of University of Toronto based on different ranking system. So also, Institute of Medical Science is one of the biggest graduate units in the University of Toronto in the Faculty of Medicine. So we have over 50 years history. So 2 years ago, we celebrated our 50th anniversary, and IMS was considered as one of the best graduate units in the graduate training of its kind. So based on our celebration and also program review, IMS had our strategic planning last year. So we are going to formally launch our new strategic plan from this year. So the three strategic priorities identified through the strategic plan, the first one is to attract and engage the best students and the faculty to IMS. So you are the example that we attracted as the best student. So then we are going to build a connected community and enhance student experience. So the key enablers is the infrastructure, policy, and the technology that support strategic directions and the sustainability. So this is the beginning of our new strategic planning, but then it is challenged by our the pandemic of COVID-19. So as you can see that everything had to be changed. We are facing a lot of a challenge, but those challenges also bring in new opportunities. For example, then most of the graduate courses now change to be online. So the lack of in-person courses is one of the challenge, but this is also promote us to develop e-learning and web-based technologies. Then for each of you, you will have a reduced lab access. So you have less time in the research lab to do your work. So that require you to have better planning and a better efficiency. So in terms of lack of a personal contact, so we appointed Dr. Samantha Anthony to be the new chair of SAFE committee. SAFE stands for Student, Alumni, Faculty, and Engagement. So with the new SAFE committee, we engage our students, especially the IMSA, the Institute of Medical Sciences Student Association, and we also have a few new student well-being programs funded by the Faculty of Medicine. And through the strategic planning, we are going to implement site-specific training and engagement for our students locally in each of the hospital. And of course, the IMS staff office is here to help you. The graduate coordinators will have weekly meetings with students, and you also have my commitment. So please feel free to contact me when you have any question you want to discuss with me in person. So another challenge is the lack of social events, and IMS usually have a lot of very nice events, for example, the year-end party. So we will try our best to have fun together. So this is the first online orientation. I hope you will make new friends, enjoy your new school year, and have fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. We now welcome Shannon.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shannon Yonitsipulu. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the program coordinator at the Faculty of Medicine's Office of Inclusion and Diversity. Welcome to the IMS orientation. It's great to join all of you virtually. I would like to start with a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge the sacred land on which the University of Toronto operates. It has been a site of human activity for thousands of years. This land is the territory of the Huron-Wendat and Petun First Nations, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit. The territory was the subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Iroquois Confederacy and Confederacy of the Ojibwe and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Today, the meeting place of Toronto is still home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work in the community on this territory. As we are all joining remotely, you may be joining from land that is subject to other territories, so I strongly encourage you to research what territories apply to the land that you are currently residing on. Before we start the session, I'd like to reflect on the importance of a land acknowledgement and also on how it applies to the work we will do at the Faculty of Medicine. A land acknowledgement is a minor but important part of decolonization. It is a way to challenge ideologies furthered by the doctrine of discovery by naming that the land was not empty when European settlers first arrived on Turtle Island. It is important to move beyond land acknowledgements as performative repetitions by asking ourselves, as settlers and treaty people, difficult questions about what steps we will take to continue to move towards decolonization, truth, and reconciliation. Decolonization work involves feelings of discomfort, unsettling, concrete action, and disruptive change. Colonization is a social determinant of health and a driver of inequities within and outside of healthcare. By recognizing Indigenous inhabitants of the land, we can strive towards reconciliation. But it is also important to start off any gatherings by contextualizing the land on which we do this work. And Canada is a settler colonial nation, and as a settler, a non-Indigenous settler, I benefit from the ongoing systemic dispossession of Indigenous people from this land. Working at the Faculty of Medicine, I and we all need to be aware of the history of how the healthcare community has contributed to colonization. For example, in Canada, there were racially segregated, quote unquote, Indian hospitals. They were intended to further assimilate Indigenous people and replace their traditional healing practices. They were overcrowded, poorly equipped, and less funded than non-Indigenous hospitals. Medical experimentation occurred, most often without the patient's consent. These hospitals only began to close in the 1960s. Fast forward to today, and reports show that sterilization without informed consent is still being performed on Indigenous women and was performed as recently as 2018 in Saskatchewan. So I invite all of us to continue to be aware of how the healthcare community can contribute to harming Indigenous people so that we can all actively resist it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Shannon, from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion for joining us and helping us to acknowledge that the land that we're on. I'd like to take a quick moment to introduce you to some of our core IMS staff members. You will actually get the chance to meet them live on Zoom later in this orientation for a question and answer and introductory period. There, you will get the chance to know who you can contact throughout your degree with regards to any type of question that you have. So we hope that you stay with us till the end, and we will hope to see you soon.
Hello, this is Shannon Yonatsapulu again from the Faculty of Medicine's Office of Inclusion and Diversity, and I'm going to talk to you about the equity policies and resources available to you as IMS students. First of all, I encourage everyone to follow our office on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is @UofTmed_OID, and we share a wide variety of resources on social media. The Office of Inclusion and Diversity serves the entire Faculty of Medicine, and including faculty members, staff, and students. And you can contact us to collaborate on an equity initiative or idea that you might have, to receive guidance and support on human rights issues. So if you're experiencing or if you've witnessed discrimination or harassment, there's a wide variety of policies and laws that prohibit that type of behavior. And so we can support you in navigating those policies. Or you might want to request an equity workshop for a smaller group. We also hold diversity dialogue events every year. And some of the ones we've recently held are actually on our website right now. They were recorded, and so you can access them at any time to watch the videos. To find our office's website, you can go to the Central Faculty of Medicine website, click on the About drop-down, and then click on Inclusion and Diversity. We have a wide variety of resources on our website as well. I want to take a moment to define, what do we mean by equity, diversity, inclusion? So a diverse group, community, or organization is one in which a variety of social and cultural characteristics exist. And an institution is diverse if there is a large representation of marginalized groups. Inclusion refers to actively, intentionally, continuously bringing marginalized groups into processes, activities, and decision-making in a way that shares power. It goes a step beyond diversity to embrace, leverage, and celebrate the strengths of our diversity and ensure everyone feels welcomed and valued for who they are at our institution. In these first two images, you see the difference between equality and equity depicted. So equality aims to achieve fairness by providing the same resources for everyone, whereas equity goes a step further and takes into account historic and current barriers exist due to various forms of oppression, such as sexism, homophobia, or racism, amongst others. And then equity aims to reduce and eliminate these barriers by meeting the needs of marginalized groups. And in this final illustration, you can see justice depicted, where everyone works collaboratively to completely dismantle these various forms of oppression. And so these last two images, equity and anti-oppression or justice, refer to the type of work our office is engaged in. And whenever discussing equity or applying an equity lens to research, for example, it's important to remember that it exists within larger ideologies and systems in our society, such as capitalism, neoliberalism, colonialism, our immigration and education systems, for example. I want to enforce the idea that science is not neutral. Science has played a prominent role in maintaining the unequal power structures that exist in our society and in exploiting marginalized groups. In one example, HeLa cells that are so widely used in laboratories across North America were taken from Henrietta Lacks, a Black woman, without her consent and without compensation. And there are many other examples. And so science cannot be neutral because the people and institutions who study, fund, and amplify science bring their own biases, histories, and assumptions to all studies. And so I invite everyone to ask, what parts of society is our research serving, and who is the we to begin with? Equity is enshrined in Faculty of Medicine's central commitments. In the 2018 to 2023 Academic Strategic Plan, equity is named as one of the 3 strategic domains of focus. The goals include to create a community of leaders across the Faculty of Medicine that's held accountable to advance equity, and to empower students and graduates as leaders who will affect positive change and drive health equity. And so this invites all of you to be leaders in equity inclusion in your own spaces. The Faculty of Medicine also has a diversity statement that says everyone will be invited to have a voice and empowered to affect change. And so I really encourage you to act as an ally in your own spaces. So for example, in labs or in writing research papers, using inclusive language. For example, instead of saying humankind, instead of saying mankind, you can say humankind. Instead of saying ladies and gentlemen, you can say everyone, to recognize that gender is not a binary. Also, within your spaces, if someone says a microaggression, which is a subtly oppressive comment or action that expresses a stereotype or phobia of a marginalized group, you can intervene and speak up. In partnership with IMS, our office is providing a workshop on microaggressions and allyship to work towards more inclusive spaces at IMS. It is on Friday, September 18th from 2 to 4 p.m. It'll be delivered via Zoom. And if you'd like to register, you can email medicine.oid@utoronto.ca for the registration link. Other ways you can get involved in equity at the faculty, including applying for funding for equity work. The EDI Action Fund provides up to $500 for students who want to turn an equity idea into action. There's also the Learner Equity Action and Discussion Committee that provides learners a supportive community and works towards collaborative advocacy initiatives that you can join if you have an interest in equity. Just send our office an email. Beyond only our office, the University of Toronto has a variety of equity offices that specialize in areas such as anti-racism or gender diversity. And so you can contact those offices at any time or go through our office to connect you for resources and supports. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I really encourage you to reach out to our office if you'd like any more information or support on equity-related issues. Thank you, and welcome to IMS.
Good morning, everyone. In this next section of the orientation, we're going to cover academic degree information. We'll highlight all the major points you need to know to succeed during your degree. This will include information pertaining to your thesis, seminar, and other degree requirements. We'll also cover academic information related to a variety of opportunities during your degree, such as awards and the collaborative programs available.
First up, I'm here to give you some general context about being a graduate student here in the IMS at U of T. My name is Laura, and I've been a PhD student here in the IMS for just over 5 years now, and I'm excited to welcome you to the program and to U of T. So let's get started. Now that you're here, you're one of over 90,000 students studying at the University of Toronto. It's a big school with both domestic and international students, and it's divided up into 3 campuses: Scarborough in the east, Mississauga in the west, and the downtown St. George campus where we are. As a graduate student community, we make up just under 1/3 of the student population on the downtown campus. Within U of T, there are many departments and faculties to which you can belong. As a grad student in the IMS, you are here. The IMS is one of 14 institutes and departments that comprise the Graduate and Life Sciences Education, or GLSE. The GLSE represents all the graduate student departments within the Faculty of Medicine here at U of T. So in this way, you also belong to the GLSE, the Faculty of Medicine, and the School of Graduate Studies. This is important because all of these offices can provide you with resources, opportunities, or assistance throughout your degree. Your community that you belong to is also at your research site. So something that's unique to the IMS is that we have supervisors and therefore students like yourself spread across multiple research sites, including UHN, SickKids, Mars, CAMH, and many, many others. Your site is determined by where your supervisor conducts their research. Be sure to also ask your supervisor about any site-specific resources, policies, or procedures that you need to be aware of as you begin your degree, in addition to those outlined by the IMS. Some of the things to think about in the next few months is planning to attend the annual IMS Ori Rotstein Lecture in Translational Research, which will be happening in November 2020, and you'll receive more information about it in the coming months. You'll also need to work with your supervisor to form your Program Advisory Committee, or your PAC committee. This advisory committee consists of your supervisor and at least 2 other faculty members, and it's a really important part of completing your degree here. You'll meet with them every 6 months, and they're basically there to help guide you as you progress throughout your graduate studies. So you feel comfortable with everything PAC related, a mandatory information session about your PAC committee will be held by the graduate coordinators on October 27th at 10 a.m. It'll last about 2 hours long, and you'll receive an email with more information about this session, so don't stress. Okay, a few more things. Speaking about your supervisor, they're an integral part of your success here as a graduate student. They're here to mentor and guide you throughout your degree and can be a great source of knowledge. They can also support you in engaging with some of the other degree options or opportunities that you'll hear about later in the orientation. One last thing I want to mention is that the student-supervisor relationship is always evolving. Over the course of your degree, you may encounter some obstacles or conflicts, and know that there are resources available to help you through these situations if they do arise, including the chair on your PAC committee. And if you need additional support or guidance, you can always contact the IMS department or your graduate coordinators. Well, that's it from me. Up next, you'll learn about some of the things you need to do to complete your degree, followed by some other exciting opportunities that you can engage with during your time here.
The online ethics course is a mandatory course that all IMS students need to complete in order to graduate. The purpose of this course is to provide an introduction to the ethical conduct for research involving humans. This is a guideline set out by the 3 national granting councils, CIHR, NSERC, and SSHRC. While not everybody may be taking part in clinical research, this course provides everybody with the basic teachings of ethical research and ways in which we as researchers can conduct the most ethical research while protecting the individual and human rights, and of course those including our own.
Hi again. So now I will be introducing you to what MSc 1010/1011 is. So MSc 1010 is a mandatory course for all IMS students, and you will see 1010 or 1011 appear on your acorn like this. You will see 1010 if you are a master's student, and if you are a PhD student, you will see 1011. This course was designed to help you be introduced to some of the most fundamental biomedical research skills and some essential and transferable skills that will allow you to enhance your research experience here at the IMS. This course runs over the course of 2 years and is comprised of these 5 components. And this means that you must do all these 5 components in order to get the credit for the 1010/1011 course. So some of the components include 1, finishing the ethics certificate, 2, attending all lecture series that's happening on Zoom this year, 3, attend the Ori Rothstein lecture. More details will be emailed to you guys. 4th, presenting your work at student seminar in year 2, which is quite exciting. And 5, even more exciting, you have to present your work at IMS Scientific Day in either your first or second year, and that's completely up to you guys. So if you have further questions, Dr. Marianne Krasinski, your course director, will be shortly on Zoom to answer any questions or concerns that you may have.
At the end of your degree, once you're ready to defend and graduate, what you should have written up is a thesis. This is a document of all the accumulations and what you have accomplished with your research during your degree. This document gets evaluated by your supervisors and all your committee members. While there are differences between the requirements of a master's thesis and a PhD thesis in terms of the length and specific forms and waivers are required, the IMS department website provides students with a checklist that details all the documents that need to be submitted with your thesis and the specific sections that need to be included in your actual report. This actual report is similar to a very, very long publication and may actually contain multiple chapters, and depending on how many aspects there were to your project. In order to help you write your thesis, the IMS hosts a variety of different workshops throughout the year that can help. And this can all be found on the IMS website by searching for phrases such as IMS thesis writing workshops. Best of luck with writing your thesis.
We've now come to the part of the presentation that's not as exciting, but is extremely necessary and important for everyone to know. Here's our COVID-19 notifications, a brief introduction to what will be online, what is uncertain, and where to find updates. So first, what will be online? Well, your MSc 1010 or 1011 seminar course will have all of its seminars online this term. The IMS graduate coordinators also hold weekly office hours, and these will remain online. Most fall semester courses, as well as any lectures that you will likely attend on or off campus, will be virtual. And also this year's Ori Rothstein Lecture 2020 will be a virtual event as well. What is uncertain? Well, winter term semester courses and lectures, it's unknown whether these will be online, in person, or maybe even a bit of both. It's also important to keep in mind that the lab occupancy at each research site is uncertain based on your site, so you want to be sure to keep in close contact with your supervisor and research institution for your lab-specific policies and procedures. Here are some ways that you can find COVID-19 updates. The IMS Weekly Digest is an email from the department that gives valuable information and talks about events and trainings that are available for grad students. To find IMS additional updates, you can visit the ims.utoronto.ca website, as well as the U of T Faculty of Medicine has updates that are different from the IMS updates, as well as more global information. Last but not least, here are some additional resources, and just keep in mind that specific guidelines at your research site and lab will be different from other institutes. These slides will be shared. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy your experience in the IMS.
Collaborative specialization programs are offered by the university as an opportunity for you to share and explore research within your field of study. They have various programs including cardiovascular science, women's health, neuroscience, and bioethics, just to name a few. Now, a full comprehensive list of these programs are located on the IMS website. These programs provide you with a unique opportunity to interact with individuals within your field of research, and perhaps make lifelong friends along the way, while also receiving a specialization designation on your IMS degree when you graduate. Now, I highly recommend that you as incoming IMS students take a look at some of these programs and see which one best suits your research. There are various awards competitions that are available to you as a graduate student and that we strongly encourage you to apply for. Awards can be internal, those that are granted by the university, and external, such as CIHR and CERC, etc. And they can either be merit-based, based on financial need, or a combination of the two. A full list of these awards is on the IMS website or sent as an email to students within the department. Awards generally require a reference from your supervisor, a brief description of your project, and a copy of your CV. Additionally, if you win these awards, sometimes you're eligible for a top-up to your stipend, depending upon the monetary value of the award, so I highly recommend that you all apply.
Hi guys, my name is Janini Salvanathan and I'm one of the VPs on IMSA this year. So during your graduate studies, I really recommend traveling to conferences either in person or virtually. They're great networking opportunities, they can be really fun and exciting, and it's a great way to get feedback on your project from experts from around the world. It's also great to practice your communication skills either through an oral or poster presentation, and some conferences do also publish accepted abstracts. So if you want to learn more about funding that's available to you for traveling to conferences, definitely visit the School of Graduate Studies website, the U of T Graduate Student Union website, as well as the IMS website. Also keep in mind that some institutions and hospitals do provide external travel awards to their trainees. So if you're a master's student who showed a lot of research productivity, you may be recommended by your supervisor and your PAC to transfer directly into the PhD program without obtaining your master's degree or defending your master's thesis. So in this case, any coursework and time that was spent towards your master's will be counted towards your PhD degree requirements. But in order to transfer directly into the PhD program, there are certain requirements that you would need to fulfill, including coursework requirements, proof of scholarly achievement, and completing the qualifying transfer exam. So for more information, definitely visit the IMS website where the guidelines are posted.
Hi, I'm Jesse, and I just wanted to briefly cover some of your options for getting help with any writing or speaking you may have to do during your time here in the IMS. The School of Graduate Studies here at U of T is home to the Graduate Center for Academic Communication, or GCAC, which provides graduate students with advanced training in academic writing and speaking. The GCAC offers students different types of support designed to target the needs of both native and non-native English speakers, including non-credit courses, single session workshops, individual writing consultations, writing intensives, and other additional resources. All programs are free, and for more information, it can be found on the SGS website under Resources and Support.
As one of the IMSA co-presidents, it's near and dear to my heart, but if that doesn't interest you, then there are multiple other ways that you can get involved at the IMS, including by joining a committee or working group. These come in multiple shapes and sizes, from the Student Alumni and Faculty Engagement or SAFE Committee, through the Curriculum and Admissions Committees, even to the Strategic Planning Committee for the department. If you're more interested in events planning, then maybe join the Ori Rodstein Lecture Planning Committee. Or if you want to find the next great group of graduate students like yourselves, join student recruitment. We always need poster and podium judges for the summer undergraduate research program. And don't forget, IMS Scientific Day wouldn't run without the volunteers, facilitators, and planning committee, and you need that to graduate. So keep your eyes on your emails for how to join and become a part of one of these great committees and working groups.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the session on Graduate Professional Development and IMS Connect series. My name is Yujin Choi, and I'm a PhD candidate in the Department of Immunology. I took the GPT course several years ago, and I found the course to be very helpful and empowering as a graduate student. Since then, I was hired as the program assistant to provide peer mentorship and feedback. And last year, I was hired as the course instructor for GPT for IMS students, along with Dr. Reinhard Reithmeyer, who serves as a course coordinator. And so for the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about what GPT is all about and why I believe you should strongly consider taking this course as an IMS student. Several years ago, the School of Graduate Studies at the University of Toronto conducted a study called the 10,000 PhDs Project, where they used internet searches to determine the employment status of over 10,000 PhDs who graduated from the University of Toronto between the years 2000 and 2015. On the left, you can see a pie chart of specifically the employment sectors of 3,700 life science PhDs. And you can see that while 18% went on to secure a position as a tenure track professor and an additional 28% in other post-secondary education options, many decided to pursue their careers in private sector, public sector, as well as charitable organizations. So in a nutshell, what this tells us is that your master's and PhDs can take you to a lot of different places. And so GPT provides a way for students to start exploring their career options and to help prepare them for the path they choose to pursue. The learning outcomes, again, will be helping students be able to articulate their strength on their job as well as professional school applications, and to help build a strong professional network, ultimately helping them formulate unique experiential learning opportunities and to start their career which aligns with their core values and interests. Due to COVID-19, all classes and individual meetings will be delivered online this year, and the course in the fall is geared towards PhD students and the one offered in the winter for master's students. The course is offered as 6 two-hour-long sessions where we explore different topics such as career exploration, project management, persuasive communication, resume and cover letter writing, networking, as well as interview preparations. This is a credit no credit course where participants must attend all classes and achieve a grade of at least 70% to receive the credit. And your mark will be based on pre-class assignments, post-class final submissions, as well as in-class participation and contributions. One of the hallmarks of GPT is our ability to provide personalized feedback, and to do so, we have a very small class size. So if you are interested in registering for the course, we will require a submission of a 250-word statement in answering the following question about what work means to you and why you work. Of course, there is no right or wrong answer, but this statement will give us an opportunity to learn more about who you are and what you want to take out of the course. For many of you who are beginning the master's program, again, you'll be taking the course in the winter, so this statement will be due by Friday, January 22nd to the email address below. We will make sure to send a reminder email closer to the date through the IMS office. And finally, I wanted to conclude the session by introducing IMS Connect, which is a series of career panels for IMS students featuring U of T alumni working in various employment sectors. Each panel will be followed by an interactive networking session for students to engage with panel members and build their professional network. Here is a tentative schedule for the upcoming year. Of course, again, given COVID-19, all panels will be held online on Fridays 3 to 5 p.m. We will begin by inviting guest speakers who decided to pursue another degree after graduate school, including MD, JD, MBA, and clinical microbiology, to discuss their transitions. In December, we will have guest speakers working in academia for those of you who are interested in pursuing a career as a professor, teaching student professor, as well as clinician scientist. In February, we will have speakers from the private sector spanning medical affairs, consulting, regulatory affairs, as well as industry R&D. And we will end the academic year by talking to individuals in the public sector, focusing on program management, policy affairs, and knowledge translation. If you have any questions regarding the GPD course or the IMS Connect series, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at this email address below. And again, for GPD course enrollment information, as well as each of the upcoming IMS Connect series events, we will make sure to send out a reminder email to everyone. And with that, thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your orientation.
Hello, everyone. We want to interrupt this orientation to stand up, take a stretch, or a large sip of your coffee, move around. This is one of your MCs, Rachel, and in just a few minutes, we'll be meeting you. For now, there's still just a bit more information your way, but I promise you'll get a hold of it all, and before you know it, you'll be an IMS expert. So stretch it out, move around, and when you're ready, sit back, and we have a few more topics to go.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa and I'm a second-year master's student here at IMS. I wanted to take some time today to provide you with some valuable information and resources to promote student wellness during your time here in the department. Navigating grad school can be complex and difficult as it is, but this is evident now more than ever. So it's important to remember to keep your mental health and wellness in mind as you pursue your studies here at IMS. Although COVID has changed a lot of things, there's still numerous resources available for us students. A great place to start looking for these resources is our own department's website. On the IMS website, under Student Health and Wellness, you'll find information about the counseling services available to students specifically in our department, as well as workshops and other information. This information can also be found on the Graduate and Life Science Education webpage under Student Health and Wellness. Another great place to find resources is the Student Life website. Here under Health and Wellness, you'll find valuable information about the Health and Wellness Center locations, mental health resources, activities and support, as well as workshop information and details about registration and appointments within their services. Another valuable resource is found on the GradMinds website. The GradMinds team has created a Face COVID resource specifically for grad students in mind. This can be found on their webpage under the Resource tab in COVID-19. And finally, U of T's OISE has curated an expansive list of resources specifically to help you cope during COVID-19. Be sure to check this out for tools and tips on promoting mindfulness and relaxation, coping with anxiety and uncertainty, as well as how to boost your own wellness during these times. I wanted to provide you with the contact information of various resources and services available to us students across campus as well as in our community. So here you'll find the contact information for the health and counseling centers across all 3 campuses, as well as the My Student Support Program. This program was designed to provide direct and ongoing support to U of T students and is available in 146 languages. For mental health specific concerns, as well as crisis concerns, there are numerous 24/7 lines that are available to us and are listed here, as well as for counseling needs, there's the OISE Psychology Clinic, as well as the Student Life Counseling Services. One final resource I wanted to direct you to is the IMSA Mental Health and Wellness Resource Guide. This guide was created by the IMSA Wellness and Wellbeing Subcommittee and was designed to curate a list of resources available for us students at IMS. Here you'll find the names, contact information, webpage, as well as a brief description of various resources available to us, including counseling and support services, information resources, workshops and events, additional services such as the Graduate Conflict Resolution Center and accessibility services, and 24-hour support lines and crisis services. This resource can be found on the IMSA webpage located right here. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found this information helpful and that you can use it to promote your own wellness during your time here at IMS.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the IMS. My name is Jesse.
And I'm Claire, and we're your Institute of Medical Science Students Association, or IMSA, co-presidents for the upcoming school year.
We just wanted to give you a quick introduction of how amazing IMSA is and why you should join our IMSA family. Our goal is to promote a sense of community within the IMS through diverse, engaging events. Even with the current situation we all find ourselves in, we still want to motivate all kinds of students through the hosting of events of all kinds, including academic, recreational, cultural, athletic, community, and social. And of course, most importantly, we want to make your graduate experience the best one yet.
As you can see, the IMS is full of amazing, fun, friendly people, but most importantly, we have multiple kinds of subcommittees that cater to your best interest. We have 6 major subcommittees: community and outreach, social affairs, academic affairs, communications, wellness and well-being, and sporting events. You can run as the director or join us as a general member. Are you interested in becoming a leader in organizing academic-related events? Are you interested in helping out a cause and being involved in great outreach work? That's where community outreach comes in. We cater to your needs and what you're interested in it outside of the lab.
Even though the activities of orientation and life in general aren't happening at present, we are still trying to keep you active and engaged. We have many ideas for the upcoming year, including virtual conferences, seminars, and events. The previous executive put together a comprehensive document that you can find on our Facebook page for how to stay sane during these trying times. We will also continue to host Instagram live events and more. I know this all sounds fascinating and you're just dying to know how you can join in.
Well, this is your chance to bring out your phones and mark your calendars. September 17th is our IMSA election. This is where you can nominate yourself and run for a position, or you can just simply come out and say hi, listen to speeches, and participate in voting. Following this, we'll have a virtual social with prizes, so even if you're not running for a position, come out and participate. September 24th, we have our first IMSA meeting, so it's going to be virtual, but it still will be great. And finally, on October 12th, we will have our annual Thanksgiving celebration. This is an IMSA tradition, especially for our international students, and we can't wait to share it with you when you come out and join us this year.
And finally, before we wrap up, we want to also mention that we have some major events coming your way. We have our annual holiday party, which is one of the biggest events that IMSA hosts. Traditionally, this is the time where we throw away the lab coats and get all glammed up. Though it might look different this year, it will be as epic as ever. If you want to be involved with the planning, guess what you have to do? Come out to that first IMSA meeting on September 24th. And we want to remind you of 4 major things before leaving today. To stay in the know, 1, make sure to like us on Facebook, 2, join our Facebook group, 3, find us on Twitter, and 4, follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for your attention, and we can't wait to see you at elections.
Hello, I'm Jesse.
And I'm Nick Nash.
We're here to talk to you a little bit about Raw Talk Podcast. We are the executive producers. So about us, we are a graduate student-run podcast at the University of Toronto about medical science and the people who make it happen. We focus on the journeys, perspectives, expertise of health researchers, professionals, students, patients, and community members at the University of Toronto and beyond. If you're joining us for the first time, we are approaching 50,000 downloads, so it'd be great if you could help us over that milestone. Season 5 starts on September 9th with our first episode, number 80. And you can also check out some of our previous episodes that we've highlighted here on maternal health, trans health, biohacking, homelessness, and Indigenous health.
We also put on yearly lab events, which this year was focused on the understanding the impact of COVID on a variety of different issues, and is now available on YouTube. It was a big learning experience for all of us expanding into YouTube, but it's really been great. Previous live events have also explored topics such as AI in medicine and science communication. So when the podcast first started, most of the team was from IMS, but now that in season 5, our team has over 30 members, and that means they're from all over U of T. Most of us are active researchers, but some of us have also just finished undergrads. You can listen to us wherever you find podcasts, or you can head to our website to listen on your browser, or learn more about the show and the team that makes it.
And finally, we're very active on social media at Raw Talk Podcast, where you can find episode highlights or teasers. You can also find behind the scenes stuff and opportunity to provide feedback through our annual feedback survey. You can also subscribe to our mailing list at rawtalkpodcast.com. That's all for now.
Welcome to the IMS. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Beatrice.
And we are co-editors-in-chief of the IMS magazine. The IMS magazine is a student-led science communication initiative showcasing the department's diverse research and the incredible people behind it. We produce a quarterly print magazine as well as online content that highlights the innovative projects and fascinating lives of IMS members.
At the IMS magazine, we have three main goals. First, to broadly share IMS research through accessible and engaging stories. Second, to promote connection within the IMS community. Third, to train the next generation of medical researchers and clinicians to be strong science communicators, capable of translating and transferring their knowledge to society.
Our large team of writers, editors, photographers, and graphic designers is made up entirely of IMS and biomedical communications graduate students. Each issue, we decide on a research theme to feature and interview IMS faculty and students at the forefront of this field. Past issues include topics such as women's health, rare diseases, and emerging medical technologies. Each issue also features thought-provoking opinion articles on controversial topics in healthcare and society, spotlights on inspirational IMS members, and coverage of important IMS events. Book reviews and travel logs offer an inside look at the lives of IMS students outside the lab.
Since it was first conceived by master's student Natalie Venier in 2011, the IMS magazine has produced 3 to 4 issues per year, covering the immense spectrum of basic and clinical IMS research, from genomic medicine to clinical trials. From groundbreaking discoveries to personal accounts of adversity and triumph, the magazine has served as a chronicle of life in the IMS.
Being a member of the IMS magazine team means getting the opportunity to learn about science both within and outside of your field. It encourages you to expand your thinking and bridge the gap between basic and clinical, theoretical and applied, science and society. At IMS magazine, you will learn the importance of storytelling, how to communicate complex ideas and convey key messages to your target audience, whether they are academics, policymakers, or the public.
If you're interested in learning more and joining the team, you can email theimsmagazine@gmail.com or visit our website at theimsmagazine.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Welcome to the IMS.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the IMS. My name is Michelle, and I'm here to tell you about the IMS Peer-to-Peer Mentorship Program. Who are we? Well, we are you. The IMS Peer-to-Peer Mentorship Program is designed by IMS students for IMS students. We know how difficult the transition to grad school can be from first-hand experience, and we're here to make it a little less hectic. Modules, pack meetings, courses, presentations, and a thesis at the end, it can all be overwhelming. Our program is designed to partner each incoming grad student with an upper year grad student to help them navigate the complex landscapes of IMS and form lasting friendships. If you want to get involved or find extracurricular activities that interest you, we're here to help. Our program puts mentorship at the center of important aspects of graduate school. One-on-one meetings, having a mentor or mentees available for questions, sharing lived experiences, building a graduate community, and opportunities to network are all crucial in expanding your graduate experience. Winter is coming, so be ready for it with our program. The program builds on 3 concepts: one-on-one meetings with your mentor, group mentorship presentations and events, some are listed below, and we strive to have mentee-driven mentorship where you can ask the questions you want answered. Here's some pictures from our Thriving Through Grad School event. You can see it's well attended and full of mentors and mentees that can all help each other. For more information, here's a testimonial from Emerson Daniel, a master's student who started last September. Many of you were given a student mentor with your conditional offer. This is also us. So please join our program. Here's our team leads, and keep an eye out for applications. Feel free to email us with any questions.
For the next part of orientation, we will be reciting the oath that we as graduate students commit to ourselves during our years of study at the University of Toronto. I will read the student oath aloud, and I ask you to follow along and repeat after me, replacing my name with your own. I, Jesse Joint, have entered the serious pursuit of new knowledge as a member of the community of graduate students at the University of Toronto. I declare the following. I solemnly declare my pride in belonging to the international community of research scholars. I promise never to allow financial gain, competitiveness, or ambition cloud my judgment in the conduct of ethical research and scholarship. I will pursue knowledge and create knowledge for the greater good, but never to the detriment of colleagues, supervisors, research subjects, or the international community of scholars of which I am now a member. By pronouncing this graduate student oath, I affirm my commitment to professional conduct and to abide by the principles of ethical conduct and research policies as set out by the University of Toronto. Thank you all very much for your attention, and I wish you all the best of luck in your studies here at U of T.
Well, everyone, you made it. Now, let's Zoom. We'll wait 5 minutes for you to find the Zoom link and join us there. You can find this link on the YouTube Premiere chat or in your email. See you soon.